And yeah, we'll move to another strawweight bout then. We had Chot Payak and Ramadan Ondash, and this was wow, absolute chaos, bruh, at times. Yeah, just I mean, it's difficult to put into words what happened here.
Yeah.
It was just absolute pandemonium. Both guys just swinging for the fences, multiple knockdowns, almost a double knockdown at one stage. it was
Yeah.
just, it was just a car crash, bruh. And yeah, Ramadan Ondash coming out with a spectacular finish at the end of it. It was really
Mm,
one of those like it's you or me type of fights.
yeah.
And yeah, Ramadan Ondash was his fight on the day. So yeah, like I said, difficult for me to put into words here, really, BG. So I'm hoping you can do
Mm,
a better job. But this was just amazing to watch, Brian. If you haven't seen it yet, please watch it back, ladies and
watch it
gentlemen.
back.
BG, let us know what
Yeah,
your
dude.
thoughts are.
Like, it's easy stuff to put it into words, but if I can try, I will try and make it down a little bit more technical. Starting with the one thing that was a major difference for me in the fight was that Chapiak came out in an orthodox stance. And I found that very weird because he doesn't fight orthodox. He's a southpaw fighter. If we look at Chakbayak's past fights in the one championship, he's been fighting out of the southpaw stance. He's left straight. He's a 1-2 left straight is his money move before he starts putting you away. Good power, good accuracy. But when he started the fight like that, I thought, I don't know if that's going to work in his favor here because now he's opening up his stance to Ramadan's best weapon, which is his left hook. That's Ramadan's best weapon, that left hand. The way he throws it is his best weapon. And I feel like Chatpayak, if he actually had stayed in a southpaw stance, he may have actually had a better chance here. Um, but dude, one thing that Ramadan and Dash did different in this fight in all of his fights is that he didn't chase. He actually stood still a little bit. He actually was a little bit more poised and he was more selective with the shots. Prior to this, Ramadan was he walks you down and he gets very aggressive. He gets in your face and he starts getting aggressive. He didn't do that in that first round. He didn't do that in the first round until he got Chatpayak rocked. Right, he dropped him in that first round with a nice left hook, wild exchange, and then he got Chatpayak up. Chatpayak got up, and then he got into another wild exchange, and then Chatpayak dropped him with a nice right hand. Boom! There, that left hand dropped. Rocked him already. That was at the end of the fight. But in that first round, when he got the first knockdown, he basically closed down Chatpayak, and Chatpayak rocked him back with a nice 1-2 shot, dropping Ramadan on Dash. Ramadan Dash looked very dizzy at the end of that first round. So I was like, "Oh, is this fight on?" When the second round started, I said on the live stream, you can go watch it back. I said, whoever gets a knockdown first in this next round is going to win the fight. And I think it's going to be Ramadan Dash. I think he's going to get the knockdown first. And he got the knockdown first. And I was like, I think this fight's going to end here. It was a double knockdown, but Ramadan Dash took it better. Look there, he took it a lot better and he got back up. And the finishing sequence was there because Chatpayak was already out of it. And also Chatpayak, right? If you watch Chatpayak's fights in the past, he thrives in the chaos. His knockdowns or knockouts come from when these chaotic things happening, and he might be rocked as well. Two of Chatpayak's knockouts that he landed in the one championship has come from him being rocked. So he's very dangerous when he's rocked. I think we have to give a lot of props to Ramadan and Dash to be able to actually walk into the line of fire against an opponent that is most dangerous in those exchanges, and he came out best in it. So I just think he was a lot more durable. I mean, look at his build, dude. He looks so jacked for that strawweight division. He looks so full. And I did think that his conditioning was going to make him win the fight. That's what we got. He was able to take. If he was a little bit less conditioned and he wasn't as full as he was and durable as he is, I think those shots that Chatback landed on him would have put him away. So big ups to him to be able to take those and come back and won the fight in that fashion. And also he got the contract, bro. So big ups to Ramadan Dash for getting that contract as well. I think he's going to be a good puzzle. I did say on stream that his next opponent needs to be against Elias Badr Barboza, purely because Barboza is also a top fighter. He fought Prajan Chai last, and
But
he fought against
Martha
Prajan Chai in
Vavo,
his last fight, and he lost. He lost against Prajan Chai, and I feel like that wasn't worthy. He didn't do enough to warrant that fight against Prajan Chai, but they gave it to him, and Prajan Chai put a beating on Barboza. So I just think for Ramadan and Dash's next fight, it can't be against Alif, because he's gonna get Prajan Chai. So I would say give Ramadan and Dash someone like Elias Badr Barboza. I think that will be his next opponent.
Fair play, BG. And yeah, again, Ramadan Ondash also only just 18 years old, bruh. And so
You see what
like
I'm
he's not
saying?
that far off Jonas Anani, but if you look at the level of performance, bruh, it's like,
You see?
it's night and day almost. But yeah, time will tell. But very good fight. and just
Mm.
a fantastic performance from both guys. But
Mm.
yeah, Ramadan Ondash coming out superior in spectacular fashion on the night there. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. PG,
He's
any final thoughts here?
Yeah, no, he's a beast, dude. And I think the one championship must just be a little bit patient with his career and don't like rush him into. They got the contract within 4 fights, and I feel like that was a rush. But that's also because Ramadan and Dash he's been barking for it the whole time. He's been making a lot of noise. And come on, Chowdhury, come on, and he finally got the contract. But now that he got the contract, give him his like carefully pick the fights, man. Don't rush him into that top tier because I do think that he might come up short there, and that's why I'm suggesting someone like Barboza because Barboza was rushed and he took a beating. So now I think that's why I'm saying his next fight needs to be someone that is just outside of that top 5.